So why don't we start by you all just introducing yourselves?
I'm Naomi. I'm a senior at Maggie Walker.
I'm Jendayi. I'm a junior at Appomattox Regional Governor School for the Arts and Technology.
I'm Chloe Hagins, and I'm a sophomore at Thomas Jefferson High School.
Why don't you tell me a little bit about what Girls for Change does here in Richmond? What are you guys about?
Yeah, so we actually have two main locations, one in Richmond and then one in San Francisco. And the main part of the program is the girl action teams. And throughout the year, we go to different like after-school organizations, from like Boys and Girls Clubs to community centers. And we speak with the girls about problems that they see in their community. And then at the end of the year, they present like social change projects about how they personally and as a team want to better those problems.
Okay, that sounds amazing. Yeah. So I know you guys got a chance to go to TEDWomen, is that right?
Yes.
Can you tell me about your experience there, maybe your favorite talk?
My favorite talk was Kim and Teek Milan. They are the founders of the People's Project, which is an organization that educates the world on the LGBTQ awareness. And Teek is a transgender male, and he was just talking about the struggles he's had to face within himself and the people that surround him. And he was just saying how Kim is so supportive, and it was nice to see that love can really, you know, anybody can fall in love.
Yeah.
So it was nice to see that.
Okay, and my favorite talk was the Black Lives Matter people. They did a Q&A like us, and I feel like they set a legacy, and they showed that that it was more than a hashtag and a movement.
My favorite talk was by Kimberle Crenshaw. She's a professor at Columbia University and UCLA, and she began her talk by having everyone in the audience, like larger than this, I think it was like 1,000 people or something, stand up, and she said, "Only sit down if you don't know one of the names that I'm about to list." And she proceeded to list a lot of names, and we realized after a while it was a list of black men who had been killed by the police in the past 2 years. And most of us were standing for like 10, 15 names, and then she started to name some other names, and within 4 of the names of those names, only after 4 names, only like 3 people in the audience were standing. And afterwards she said that it's not just you, this is representative of America. The names that I listed at the end were the names of black women who had been killed by the police in the last 2 years. And it was mind-blowing for me because obviously I myself am a black woman, and to realize that amidst all of my, attempts to be like this social activist person, like my political awakening, my black awakening, like I hadn't known that. So she was talking about this theory of intersectionality, how, we understand, most of us, that there are some issues with race in America. We understand there are some issues with gender in America, but then when you blend the two, how much it magnifies those issues.
Yeah, it's hard remembering yourself sometimes, right? Yeah. Do you remember any of the names at the event?
Let's see. I know Gaines was someone more recent. Carey, I think, was another last name. Goodness gracious.
It was a French name like Crusoe. I know that's the last name. I know because I had to hold the sign up.
Sandra Bland.
Yeah. Sandra Bland.
Yeah.
Yeah, and at the end they just scrolled like name after name after name after name after name, and it was crazy.
So I think we all can agree you're definitely some girls to look up to, right, guys? So who do you guys look up to in your lives?
I'll start this one. Shout out to my grandma who's in the audience. Hey, Grandma. She is amazing. She began a women's refuge in England, and in the middle of the night, she would go and rescue women who were in terrible situations. And she had a youth group, and she
grandma,
raised my dad.
right?
She's amazing, and she was protesting apartheid in South Africa and nuclear weapons. And she's this white lady in England, and she's awesome. It was amazing.
My mom, she's also in the audience. Hey, Mom. She's amazing. She is a single parent to 3.5. She's pregnant, and she works at Tricycle. It's an organization. It's a non-profit organization, and what she does there, or what she did do there, is she went to different food deserts, different housing developments or whatever, and went to the corner stores that just sold chips and candy bars, and she would stock them with fruits and vegetables. And then she also gives classes, little cooking classes, because she's also a chef.
Wow.
And she would give cooking classes to let them know how to prepare these things, because you just can't give somebody a vegetable and expect them to know what to do with it. So she would give them recipes, recipes that they would actually like. So she's awesome.
And And mine is my mom as well. Hey, Ma. But I guess I would say my mom, she inspires me because she pushed me to be myself and learn new things and try new things, and yeah.
Wow, there's a lot of amazing women out there, right? So I know you guys had to see this coming. I have to ask you, what now? So what's next for each of you, and what's next for Girls for Change?
Definitely. So what I want for Richmond specifically is for people to recognize our history and analyze injustice and then use positive action to better it. So the other day in my Gov class, we looked at the New York Times racial dot map of Richmond, and the way it's split up is right along like Chamberlain Avenue. You see like the black people on one side and the white people on the other side, and it's the exact like that's where Chamberlain Avenue was where Richmond was the separation line during segregation,
wow.
and it's still there. And it's like, I don't want people to see that and just be like, oh, that's a problem of society, like that's just random chance, whatever. I want them to realize, maybe it's because with one group of those people we oppressed them for 400 years and the other we didn't. And I want to see people talking about, I don't even want to see them just talking about it. I want to see people acting, but purposely and positively acting to change that.
Wow, can we get a hand for that? That was amazing.
I definitely want to start in the communities. I want to start with the teens to let them know that I'm also a teen and I understand, and we can just start talking, like start a conversation, start dialect, and see what people are feeling, because I know they're feeling a certain way, they just don't want to bring it up. It's just some issues that people just don't want to bring up because they're uncomfortable. But we need people to be uncomfortable so we can get things done. I love to write, so I'm going to start writing more. I did a TED Talk like last year, and I did a poem, so I'm going to start writing more poems to let people know that I have a voice and it will be heard.
Wow.
And I want to start grooming the younger ones in like elementary school, so that when I run for president, that we can have people who are well educated and know what we have to go through and what the political policies are and stuff like that at a young age.
Wow, you guys, one more hand for them. Just, wow. I'm looking up to you guys now, wow. So thank you for being here. We're gonna see them all at the interactive session, so if you guys have any questions for Girls for Change, they'll definitely be back. Thank you guys for being here. On to the next talk.